Saturday afternoon, we've got Daisy Thomas, part of the team. It's great to have him on board. The LA Lakers are down by 9, Bristol, coming to half-time of that game. Are you concerned at all for LA Lakers fans?
I think this game is to win the championship, so
Yes.
this is it if they win. So I'm not surprised that Miami are fighting hard, but LA will come back, I'm sure. Although Davis has just gone to the bench with another tweet.
Yes.
He is the biggest sook in the game.
Mate, he went down like a bag of spuds.
Bill, he goes down every game. He goes down and grimaces in pain, and then he's back hitting the winning shot.
30-38 Miami up. Now, let's this is a man who wanted some time and also his own sting.
Ooh.
So let's go.
No.
Welcome back to As Triple M Rocks Business. I am Daisy Thomas.
Daisy's holiday party list.
How do you like those apples?
Bit of vacation.
Yes.
All right. So what are we going with here, Days?
Well, as you can tell, I haven't been up to a whole heap, apart from eating Big Sims.
Mind
But
you, none of us have.
so I thought, well, what better way to do this time of year? If you're not playing finals, there's nothing else to do. And although footy trips are a thing of the past, really, I thought I'd just sit down and work through each team, one player from each team. If I could, take them on a trip, who would I invite and for what reason?
Righto.
You know, they've got the 22 and under 22 list, the All-Australian list. But we all really know that you play footy for two reasons: individual accolades and for footy trips.
Yep.
And I 100% stand by that. In fact, you didn't get too many individual accolades, but
A lot of footy trips.
a lot
And
of footy
du-
trips and ducks plays.
Well, you can do both.
Oh, no. Don't lead him in.
But
Daisy.
it is very, very strange times, Bill, as we all know.
Yes.
And I wanted to get clearance, so I put a few calls into the Premier's office. I asked him a few hard questions, and this was the response I got back.
That's not appropriate. I can't be any clearer than that. That's what's most important. The pub, that's what's most important. Beers. We had a case last week. As best we can tell, the dinner party started with one case. By the end of the dinner party, almost everybody at the dinner party had a case of beers. People simply take this seriously, rapidly. Get on the beers. That's your civic duty. That's what's most important, and that's what must be done. Beers.
What is this segment? Going? What the hell is going on?
It is your civic duty, as heard there by Dan Ambrose. Get on the brews, get on the beers. It
Get
is
on
your
the
civic
beers.
duty. So that is an absolute zinger to start with. So I'm going to start off the Western Bulldogs. I thought about this long and hard, and I thought, you know what? Potentially the first one that came to mind was Lockie Hunter.
Yes.
And then I thought, you know what? On night one of footy trip, you don't want the cops involved. So he got scrapped pretty quickly. And then I thought back to the year they won it. Who was the standout? Who was a bloke getting Cadbury tattoos with shaved heads who's once been found on the streets of King Street? Little Libber. So he's the first one who's coming on the
he's
footy
in.
trip.
Yeah.
Moved straight along to Melbourne. And Billy's man, the one who wants to punch your head in, Frothy's May.
Oh, yes. Oh, he doesn't. He likes me.
He hates you.
And he likes a beer. Like it?
Yep, so he's in.
Yeah, frothies.
Port Adelaide, I'll take you back a couple of weeks. A bloke in his second year of football who was happy to go out for a beer and risk the whole competition, Dan Houston. We love it. That is courage. You can call it what you want. You can call him an idiot. You can call him a dill.
Yeah,
that is absolute courage by him.
Dan Houston. Yes.
Yes.
Now, I know you might not like this one, Bill.
Unusual, Dan Houston.
Richmond,
Yeah.
Jack Rewalt.
No.
Yep.
No.
Because, and Duck, I'm sure you can attest to this, day 3 of your footy trip, everyone's a bit grumpy. You need someone to throw shit at. Constant, and just keep hurling it at them, and they're just going to sook it up, and the more they sook it up, the more you pile on.
Yep.
So for that reason, he's not there for anything else. So there's a variety of reasons
He's
in this
there.
list.
Yep.
Gold Coast, Lockie Weller. Purely, wholly,
For his
simply
looks.
his looks.
Yeah.
You put him out there, he'll be the beacon. He'll attract the fairest sex for the boys who are single.
That's what Barry Stoneham used to do with me every time. The old ugly redhead and they're me.
Made you look like a strong 10, no doubt. Now we move along to the Putty Cats, the Geelong boys.
Ooh.
Not a whole lot to choose from here.
No.
So I went for pedigree. Oscar Brownless. You need a rookie on a footy trip, and there's a bloke whose old man has made spin the wheel a famous saying, frothies without a TH. So I thought, what better way to show your colours, young Oscar, than come on the footy trip with Daisy, get under the wing.
Dangerous to go on a footy trip, though, before you've actually played a game, Dave.
Yes.
Well, can make or break Bristol, so, this could be the making of this kid, because otherwise he's just be hearing war stories from his old boy.
Of course he will.
From the West Coast, and I've got this on very good authority, Jeremy McGovern. Looks like a bloke who loves a pot.
Yep.
Played a little bit with his brother. Good authority. The first week of their holiday, they go back to Albany. They walk down the street at 11:30. They walk past the Albany Bakery, get 2 pies each, smash them, and hold up an end of the bar at the White Star in the Albany for the entire day.
Yes.
So you need that. You need a bloke who's just going to sit there and constantly be there, whatever hour of the day.
That's right.
So he's in. Essendon. Well, this was the toughest one. You don't want a bloke on a footy trip who promises the world and delivers an absolute atlas.
Yes.
Who's that?
And that football club is riddled with blokes who do that week in, week out on the football field, so I'll pick no one. They can get stuff. They can get stuff.
Left them out.
No, we don't need them.
Crikey.
And then my old boys, the Pies.
Oh.
The one that we all know. The party boy himself, Geordie De Goey, was the first one that came to mind. I was like, you know what? He's been good. He likes it. He's notable. He enjoys a good time.
Yep.
But then most recently, this just popped up on my screen, and I heard this and thought, who better?
Black and white stripes with a splash of pink. A Saturday night out in Broadbeach for Magpies president Eddie Maguire, snap partying at the Pink Flamingo.
Eduardo.
He's sending the present.
He's coming in. He's going to. He's done the reconnaissance. He's done his work for bloody Make Victoria Great Again or whatever he's done. He's at the Pink Flamingo. He's in the team.
Hell.
What about Steele? Maybe a couple of scotches?
Yeah, a couple of scotches.
And give him some clothes to go away.
To walk home with.
Or Swanee, just a retro invitation.
Well, potentially, but we'll go with the Prezzo for his
like
efforts.
very good.
Yep.
Moving on to Freo over Western, another tough one, but I went with Andy Brayshaw.
Oh, no. Surely not. Why?
The only Brayshaw you want to have a beer with.
Yeah.
Andy Brayshaw. Get him in the footy trip.
Boring old man.
Only Brayshaw, Jim. That means you too.
No, he's talking about their family.
No.
And I agree with that.
Extended family.
Yes.
Moving on to the Hawks, Chips Frawley. Ballarat boy, loves a beer. And him and another bloke who mentioned late, but I'm a bit of a smart ass, we all know that. The blokes on footy trips, they start running their mouth. You need someone who's in your corner who can back up what you're saying. So he's in there for that reason, and he loves
That's
the beer.
why I was good on footy.
A Mark Rasciuto like, you know.
Correct. Yeah. Sydney, I thought Tommy Papley, but I thought, you know what, he's a pest.
No.
And it took me back to
And he wouldn't share.
Took me back to a story. He walks out of the State of Origin game. He walks into a cab to go out for dinner. The cab driver goes to him, "Oh, you've been at the footy, have you, mate?" Tommy Papley looks at him and goes, "Been at the footy? I just kicked 5 champions." So no one knows who he is. So I thought, who's the most notoriable Sydney player? Buddy Franklin.
Yeah,
because at the odd chance you can't get into a nightclub, you need to wander someone to the front who's got a bit of swag.
He'll get you in.
I've seen Duck walk past a few times and me in the line in the nightclub at the rare time and just pulled me out. So we appreciate the superstars of our game.
Oh, yeah.
The Brisbane Lions, you like this one, Matty Eagles.
No!
The reality star.
Well, that's the reason he's in fat, because just in case at some point the boys turn on me and say your career went to shit, you turned to reality TV, I can say, well, at least it didn't start on TV. Matty Eagles, you are the recruit. Shave your dreadlocks, you muppet. You're in, though.
Eag is getting a drive-by.
He's getting a drive-by, but he's coming.
Fair enough.
He's getting collected. Adelaide, Brad Crouch. You need someone at the end of the night to put the boys in the taxi, and we'll know he will be there all of the night, up and about.
Yes.
North Melbourne, again, Robbie Tarrant.
Yeah, Taz.
Had plenty of good times with his brother,
boy.
so good pedigree. But again, with Chips Frawley behind you, I reckon I could run my mouth to anyone, all and sundry, and just sit there, relax, and sip without a worry on my beer.
He is a beauty, Taz.
Yeah,
Mind you, the zoo, you might have just had a look at the zoo. You need someone to be completely mad by the end of the night.
Okay.
Like getting mad eyes and, you know.
Oh, we'd be up there.
Give you a story for the next day.
GWS Giants. Big Mummy was the first thought, but then I thought, who could I go past me, mate? Heath.
Heater.
Yeah. 14 years of being a drunk and playing AFL football. It's an absolute.
He's done well.
It's an absolute credit to him. You think I'm getting fat in retirement? Well, wait till you see him in 6 months. He will be an absolute chode. He'll be rounder than he is tall. So he gets a mention. St Kilda. Well, again, hard to pick. But a bloke who can rock up in an interview, still hungover, potentially still a little bit dusty, a little bit pissed potentially, on a Sunday, and drop the magic. He gets her. Have a listen to this.
That came out red hot. I think, sort of a start. I was a bit nervous at the start, but then, previously we would have just gone away from.
Big Rowan Marshall.
Rowan Marshall on the Sunday footy show. And he dropped the magic, and we've all looked at him. He goes, "Oh, is it live?" We go, "Of course it's live, bro."
What's that about?
Well, you need that. And anyone who's, again, willing to wake up a day later, still pretty hungover to do a live cross on television, he gets in. And last but not least, my last club, the Carlton Footy Club.
Oh, yes.
Sam Doherty. He gets a mention.
No.
Oh, boy.
He's not a drinker.
No, that's the whole reason. Someone needs to drive the bloody bus. You're a boring bloke, Doherty. Liven up. You're driving the bus. Thanks for having us.
Who'd you have from Hawthorn?
Chips.
Oh, no, John Patton. I'd bring him in too.
And Dave,
when
where
you do your
where are
list,
you,
you can-
where are you going to go on this trip? Where would you go?
Good,
Where
that's
would
a
your
good question.
favourite place be to go, and how are you going to get there? You're going by boat, plane, train?
Well, at the minute we're going nowhere because we're not allowed because the old border of steel, we can't even get down to Fats Pub and have a beer. Look, I think once the borders open up, we'll get Doherty on that little minibus, the 18-seater, and we will just head straight to Bendigo. 52 pubs within a kilometre. I won't know what's hit them because we can't go anywhere else. We can't go to Vegas or anywhere great.
Bendigo.
JB, these sort of trips, those sort of trips are the best. I mean, one of the best that we ever went on at Collingwood was to Port Lincoln. We also went on a triple. We went Darwin, Cairns, Gold Coast. We did 4 days in each. That was great because you're able to make a mess and get out quick and then move on to the next town. And so they were better than the international
I'm
trips
with you,
we
Brian.
did, I reckon.
We used to go to the Ocean Blue up there on the Gold Coast. There'd be 20 other footy trips there. Oh, they were and rugby trips. They were fantastic. The old Ocean Blue. Wow.
What about the rugby league boys, JB? They'd arrive at the beer garden. I think we spoke about this last week, Bill. They'd arrive at the beer garden at about 10 in the morning. As soon as she was open, they'd be flooding into the beer garden.
Go hard, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would go hard, and they would be legless by 4 when the AFL boys would just be starting to turn up because they're thinking about night time and getting on the prowl a little bit. They'd get there about 4, and all the rugby boys want to do is fight them because they were legless.
They were. That's exactly right.
We have got, you need to stick around through this ad break because we've got someone who's just heard that list and has rung in.
Already?
Already.
Wow. Daisy,
Want a
look
piece
out.
of Daisy.